AS-Level Binomial Theorem. Exam Preparation Examples, Part 3, the final part. Before I'm starting with this example, I want to refer you to the textbook. So check example 46 on page 87 in the grade 12 AS-Level Mathematics textbook, y equals mx plus c to success. It's more or less the same. Okay. So in this one, they talk about the independent, the constant term. So the term independent of x in the expansion of this, where k is a constant, is 540. Now remember, independent means it's x to the power of 0. Okay, so it's just a value. There's no x in the term. So find the value of k. So it's more or less the same. I'm just going to make it bigger. So what I like about the binomial theorem, it's more or less all the sums you can just make by start or do by just using this. Okay, so then it's 6 over r. I first get my general. I take the first term, I say 6 minus r, top minus bottom. The last term, I say the bottom. Okay, and then it's going to be 6 minus r, then x, 6 minus r, then kr, then x. Remember, if the x comes up, it's -1, so it's -r. Then I just rearrange it. I just get my x together. So it's 6 minus 2r, and now I can start. So for the term independent, it's just x to the power 0. So it's 0, and I get r is 3. And now to find that term, so 6 over 3, and I just substitute the 3, and at the end I get 160 k3 x 0. Okay, but now they set the coefficient, so it's that k3, and that's equal to 540. And then I just take the cube root, and the value is 3 over 2. So it's actually just the independent one, the constant one, and you just have to know it's x to the power of 0. But let's look at the examples. Just the next page. It's just 2 that I was putting here. So I want you to do the same. I want you to do number 1 and then stop the video, check if you are correct. And then number 2, stop the video and check if you are correct. Okay, so let's start with number 1. Find the term independent of x in each of the following expansions. Okay, so number A, let's start there. So it's going to be 3x plus 2 over x squared, and that is going to be to the power, and I just want to make it a bit bigger because I'm struggling to see it myself now, and that's to the power of 6. Okay. To the power of 6. Okay, so the r plus 1 term. Okay, then I'm going to say 6r, and then it's going to be 3x to the power of 6 minus r, and then 2 over x squared to the power r. And if I go simplify this further, then it's going to be 6r, and then it's going to be 6 minus r, x 6 minus r, 2r, and remember if that x comes up, so it's x to the power -2r. And then I just rearrange to get my x terms together. So 6r, and then it's 6 minus r, and then it's 2r, and then it's x 6 minus 3r. Okay, and now I'm just going to get my independent terms. So for the term independent of x, so that means x0, we equate. So this is going to be x0 equals x 6 minus 3r. So 0 equals, equate the indices, 6 minus 3r, so 3r equals 6. I divide 3, so therefore the value of r will be equal to 2. Okay, and now I'm going on the term containing x0, and that is going to be 6, 2. And now remember, I'm just substituting in here. Okay, so I'm just going back to green. So it's going to be 3, 6 minus 2, it's always that 2, and then 2 to the power of 2, then x, 6 minus 3, 2. And then 6 NCR 2, that's going to be 15. Then 3 to the power 4, it's going to be 81. And then it's going to be 4. And then it's going to be x0. And if I multiply, it's going to be 4860 x to the power of 0. So I'm going on. I'm ending by saying the independent, therefore, term independent of x, or the constant, just another word they can use is constant, term is 4860. So that, okay, that's going to be your constant. That's number A. Let's do number B. Just want to make space. So actually this sums is over and over the same thing. So don't be afraid for the binomial theorem. It's really not that difficult. It's score marks actually. Okay. So let's just look at number 1b. Okay, I have it here. 1b. So now, always, I should have kept my previous answer, but it's fine. 3x plus 2 over x squared, and that's to the power of 6, and it's 1 minus x to the power of 3. Okay, now remember, and I'm going to say, we have the constant in the first bracket. So can you remember, I'm just going to check it, we have the constant in this bracket because they want the independent. Okay, but also we need x to the power negative 3. Why? Because if you multiply x to the power of negative 3, you see, with this x3, you're also going to get an x0. Okay, so we basically need two terms in that. So I'm just saying, so in first bracket, we need constant term and x to the power of 3, so that it can cancel with that x to the power negative 3, so that negative 3 plus 3 will be 0. Okay, now I'm just going to use again, now unfortunately I clean, but I think you have it still on your writing. We have the general term. Maybe I can just write it down again to you, just because I just want to write it here down. So in A, I'm just going to add a little bit to you. Okay, so what do I need of A? I'm going to have 6, and it was R. I just want to write this down. And then it was 3 to the power 6 minus R. And then it's 2 to the power R. And it's X 6 minus 3, or 3R. Okay, I need that. Because now, if I'm going to say, okay, so I'm going to look now for this term. So the term for independent of, for x3, so term containing, so it's a little bit thinking, x negative 3, we equate, okay, now it's going to be x negative 3, and that is going to be equal to, and now don't forget, and this is why I was writing it there. Can I show you? Oh, sorry, there. So x 6 minus 3r. So negative 3 equals 6 minus 3r. So 3r equals 6 plus 3. So 3r equals 9. So therefore, r is equal to 3. Okay. So term containing, okay, now we go on. Term containing x negative 3, and that's going to be 6 3, and now I just substitute in that. So it's 3, 6 minus 3, 2 to the power 3, x to the power 6 minus 3, 3. Can you see? Can I just show you? I'm just substituting it in there. Okay. And now I just press on my calculator, 6 NCR 3, and what do I get? I get 20, and then I get 3 to the power 3, it's 27, and then 2 to the power 3, it's 8, and then x, and it's to the power negative 3. And if I multiply this, I get 4, 3, 2, 0, x to the power negative 3. Okay, now I'm going to put everything in the two brackets. So in the first bracket, okay, I need what? I need this 4320 x to the power negative 3 plus, doesn't matter. Okay, we can even do it like this. But I also need the constant term, 4860. Okay, that's the bracket. Can I just show you here? That's that bracket. I just substitute it there. But now I rewrite that bracket. So let's just rewrite that bracket, and that's going to be 1 minus x to the power of 3. Okay, and now I'm just going to multiply. So basically, if I multiply this one with this one, I can even make it red, this one with this one, and this one with this one, I will every time get a constant term. So if I multiply this one, so negative 3 plus 3 is 0, so it's going to be 4320, and this is going to be 4, 8. Okay, I just, there's a negative short. I just want to see where is my mistake. Yes, I saw. Okay. Do you see? If I multiply this one with this one, there must be a negative. Okay. And then this one with this one, that's a positive, 4860. And then if I simplify this, it's 540. So therefore, term independent of x is 540. It's a little bit more of thinking, but I don't think it's really that difficult. Let's start with the next one. Number 2. Find the coefficient of x squared in the expansion. Okay. I put it under independent because it's coming in B. Okay, but for now, let's just start. So what is the bracket? It's x minus 2 over x, and that is to the power of 6. Okay, so now, for the, it's always that you start with the general term. Then it's going to be 6 over r. First term, 6 minus r, okay, then it's actually, okay, I'm going to put this step in. Okay, so it's going to be 6r, and it's going to be x, 6 minus r, and it's going to be negative 2 to the power r, and it's going to be x to the power, the x is coming up, so negative 1, so negative r. Okay, so if I just simplify this, 6r, okay, now put the negative 2 there, and then the x. So it's 6 minus 2r. Do you see that? Okay, I always put the x at the bottom. So for the term of x squared, we equate, and then it will be x squared equals x 6 minus 2r. Okay, then it's going to be 2 equals 6 minus 2r. So 2r equals 6 minus 2. So 2r is equal to 4. So therefore, the value of r is 2. So the term containing x squared, so term containing x squared, we are going to just say 6 over 2. And now don't forget that I just substitute in here. Do you see that? So let's just move it a little bit up. Okay, I'm just going back to my green. So it's negative 2 to the power of 2. And then x, 6 minus 2, 2. Okay. And then press in your calculator 6 NCR 2. And what do you get? You get 15. Negative 2, it's going to be 4. And it's going to be x squared. So that term is going to be 60x squared. Now, usually in this kind of sums, they let you do A to help you in B. But let's first read B. Let's first come to B. And I don't want to clean it this time. So find the coefficient of x squared in the expansion of. Okay, now we have the x2 term of the second bracket because take note, we already worked there. So of the second bracket, but also we need the constant term of the second bracket. Okay, why? Because there is a constant and there is the second. So this one can multiply with the constant and this one can multiply with the x2. So basically, and I think I'm going to do it now on the side here. I think it's going to be better for me. And as I said, in the exams, please don't work on the side. But for now, for my video, I think it's going to be the best. Okay, so number B. So if I'm going to, and I'm just going to say what I said just now to you or write it down. Okay, so we have the x2 term. So for this bracket, we have the x2 terms, but we need the constant term of second bracket. Okay, and then I can start the multiplication and find the value of x2. Okay, so again, and this is why I did it here. So we already have this white. It's also going to be null. So we can just say, so x0, so term independent of x. I'm going to say term independent. That just means x0 of x or x0. So I'm going to say x0, and that is going to be, and I just put it there. So x6 minus 2r. Okay, so then 0 equals 6 minus 2r. So 2r equals 6. So therefore, the value of r is equal to 3. Okay, but I'm not done. So now I continue. So the term containing x0, term, or the constant term, remember it's the constant term. Okay, so basically I'm going to just say now 6, 3, and remember it's just basically there that I substituted in. So it's negative 2 to the power 3, x6 minus 2, and that is to the power of 3. So then I'm going to just press on my calculator 6 NCR 3, and I'm going to get 20. And here I'm going to get negative 8. And this is going to be x to the power of 0. And that is going to be negative 160. It's just a constant, so leave that out. Okay, now I can start with my two brackets. Let's just continue here. Okay, so basically I have now my first bracket. Now let's see, where is my brackets? Okay, I'm first going to write down the brackets again to you if I have it now. Okay, doesn't matter. I'm just going to write it down, the first one. So I'm just basically, that bracket was 2 plus 3x squared. Okay, and what I need in this second bracket, I have the 60x squared. Do you remember there? And doesn't matter, plus, okay, let's rather leave the plus out because it's going to be negative 160. That's the two I need, because it's going to be this multiplied this and this multiplied this. So basically, I'm getting 120x squared negative 480x squared. And that is going to give me an answer of negative 360x squared. So therefore, the coefficient is negative 360 of x squared. Okay, and that's how you do it. So really, it's a pattern of more or less asking the same kind of things. So make sure. In this video, I'm going to end a little bit, not with the bookshops. I think you already have the list of the bookshops. I'm just going to end, and I want to show you, and I want to show how the teachers can really help their students for 2024, or their learners. So all the y equals mx+c mathematics textbooks is on the NIET catalog. Okay, that means schools can order the books through the ministry. So by this time usually of the year, and this message is now for teachers, and it's really to help your students for the future, they can just go and they can just look on the textbook catalog, and I highlight for you, there's the grade 8, there's the grade 9, this is the grade 8 to 9 textbook catalog of NIET, and there's the teacher's guides. And then if you go to the next page, then you will see again, there's even posters, nice posters, and it usually help with the formulas a lot. And if you go, then in the green, you will find the ordinary level, and this is on the, it's the latest one we got last year, 2022 of NIET, 10 and 11. And then you can even go further. There's again the nice posters. So all of them is having posters. And then you come to your AS level. And I think it ends with the posters of AS level. So when you get your list with your book, the bookstore teacher, just make sure that you put it on the list. Follow it up with the educational officer of mathematics at the regional office. Follow it up with procurement, but make sure that your students, your learners, is having textbooks that they can work. In this channel, it's the channel of the y equals mx+c mathematics textbooks. And if you don't have the textbook, then you really are going to miss out. So make sure that you order for your learners for 2024.